working now. Cool. Oh. Not sure why it didn't work on my computer. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, cool. Okay. All right. Adjust this. All right. Hello, you beautiful people. Welcome to the first, I guess first is a bit, I've done one before. Welcome to the first official live stream from Mambo Combo. I was asked to do this by one of my subscribers, so I figured I'd give it a shot and see how it goes. So if you are watching this now, just want to let you know this is going to be the video for today as well. I'm going to upload it. But yeah, I'm settled into my new home. I've got plenty of eucalyptus trees around. It's a pretty good day. So basically, what I wanted to do with the stream is I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to ask me any questions that you might want to know. It could be about anything. It could be about what's it like being an expat in Peru. It could be about the legal process that I'm going through to get into and living in Peru. It could be about me personally, what I do, why I'm doing it. Any questions are on the table. Hi, Dan. Thanks for coming. But yeah, this is a great spot to ask your questions. Otherwise, just kind of chat with you guys. I feel like it's a good way to kind of connect with you, and I think that's probably why the person who suggested it suggested it. So in the future, I will probably say who suggested it, but I don't want to necessarily, I guess, I don't want to put people on the spot who didn't necessarily want to be called out. So, but for that one person that did suggest it, thank you. I appreciate you, and I'm excited to be doing this. I guess we should start off. Orco, Manaki, come here, you crazy man. Come here, you crazy man. So, yay, how's it going? Hi. Oh, hey Tyler, how's it going? So that there is the Orco. I don't know if you guys saw photos of him shout you out. Okay, shouting you out, Edel. I don't know if it was you who asked me, but this here is Orco. I found him. Hi from Russia. Thanks for coming through. So I found this little man up a mountain not too far from here. I didn't want a dog. I was kept, I'm a little tired. We just moved into a new house, so I am a little tired, but, you know, we're doing. So I actually, thank you for the subscription. Hi, everybody. Hi from Scotland. So this man right here, Jesus, Arco, calm down. He's 4 months old. I didn't actually want a dog when I found him. Okay, I think he might be ready to go. He's biting me. So basically, I didn't really want a dog, but I was going to look at houses because I was having trouble finding. Hi, India. I am good. How are you? I was going to look at houses because I was having some issues at my last house. Everything was fine, just wanted a new house. And upon going and looking, I was actually walking up a mountain. And on my way up, I was walking with the owner. This house didn't have car access. It didn't have moto access. So we were really, yeah, we had to hike probably about a 20-minute walk up a mountain. And as we were going up, the owner brought their dog with them. And the dog was like rooting around in the underbrush, in the leaves. Hi, Italy. And hello from Peru, everybody. And basically he was rooting around in the leaves, and we were trying to figure out what was going on. And all of a sudden, this little white puppy popped out. He was pure white when we found him. He was about the size of my hand. It was just, he was disheveled. He was covered in dirt. He was not fed. Hello, Yosef. Thank you. Thank you for commenting. Hi, Yosef. Prime Tom Davies, thank you. So we found him. I will get to, someone asked me about what are the retreats in Peru like. I will definitely answer that. I'll loop back. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Oh no, am I supposed to freeze now? English or Spanish? Can I do 50 push-ups? Yes, I can. I could probably do 100 in a row. What is this homeless guy doing? I'm not homeless anymore. I was, but I'm not homeless anymore. So I found him. He followed us all the way up the mountain, all the way back down. I wasn't quite sure what to do. So we ended up taking him home, cleaning him up, and now this little crazy man is my dog. So I like having dogs, but bonjour, hello France, hello from 100 push IP. So the retreats that I do here, I know someone asked about that. Messi or Ronaldo? To be completely honest, I'm not a big sports guy, so I don't watch much football. So I'm about to see a huge drop off here because I think a lot of the people here are watch football, soccer. If you're in the U.S., thank you. But I'm not a close follower. From what I've heard, Messi is the greatest of all time. Anyway, the retreats. So here in Peru, there's a really strong connection to the land, and I am from Florida. English or Spanish. People are trying to get me to freeze on live. So in Peru, there's a really strong connection to the land. I'm not too far from the Amazon jungle. Actually, I've been many times. I could definitely tell stories about that. But as far as the reasons and what we do in the retreats here, okay. Hello, Angela. Free Palestine. Just talk. Got it. So yeah, as far as the retreats go, there's an intense connection with the land, and out in the Amazon, there's a lot of people who've been practicing medicine for a really long time. I actually grew up with a father that was addicted to some substances, and we really tried a lot of things to try to get him well. We tried a lot of things to kind of bring him up, and one of the things that we came across was ayahuasca. So I actually drank ayahuasca for the first time when I was 17 years old. After I had drank ayahuasca, it really became a part of my life. I was actually studying to be a doctor at the time. I didn't realize that's not what I wanted, but I did enjoy the studying. I love science. So as I kind of went down this path, I came across with ayahuasca, found out ayahuasca was in Peru. So I started visiting, studying medicines, just being interested, took that love of medicine that I had in the US and kind of transferred it here and started learning, traveling here whenever I could. So what's here is the actual original servers, one of the original servers one of the original servers of ayahuasca. There's a bunch of countries that claim to be the first. There's a bunch of countries that claim to be the first Kambo servers as well. So I came down here to learn Kambo and kind of started adding things together and creating a retreat offering with my partner. We work together. She does Reiki. She does a lot of different things, Akashic record reading. And we started out by doing small day retreats just to kind of like move into it. And now we're doing week-long retreats here where we really focus in on grief, on people's trauma from the past, helping connect them to themselves, all that spiritual stuff that you might expect. And it goes really well. People tend to be really happy. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, on my page, there's a retreat... retreat reviews, I think is what it's called, a folder where you can check that out and listen to those. Yeah, so it's amazing. The last retreat we had, we actually took a bunch of people. They drank ayahuasca, of course. We took them to get sound healing, Reiki from horses. I know that sounds a little crazy, but it was actually a great experience. Maybe it's not crazy. Maybe you guys don't think it's crazy. For me, I was like, how are you going to get Reiki from horses? But no, they really danced around you. It was really interesting. The people loved it. We had kind of a chill group. We tend to tailor our retreats to the actual group of people. We have some questions we ask them before they come. And we really try to tailor what we offer to them. So the group before, we brought them on four-wheelers all throughout the Sacred Valley. And there was something else adventurous that we did too that I'm blanking on. But yeah, great stuff. But as of right now, I do live full-time in Peru. That's what I do. Well, it's what I enjoy. So I'm here. I live here. If anyone has any questions about expat or about moving or about living in another country, what that was like, feel free to ask me. Otherwise, I could probably hit you guys with some stories, but I am keeping an eye on questions on the chat. I'm going to try to answer as many of them as I can. I appreciate those of you who are here and listening. So Actually, the first time, a lot of my channel is about traveling, and the first time that I ever traveled, I was actually 16 years old. I don't know why, but I really just had this intense need or want or desire, I'm not really sure what it was, to learn Spanish. And my high school offered a Rotary program where you paid them a bunch of money and they took you around, and I was like, that sounds lame. I want to do it myself. Do I know Skibbity Toilet? I've heard of it. I wanted to do this myself. And so I raised some money. I started a small business, just washing cars, put the money together and went. And that was the first time I actually ever traveled alone, or traveled at all. I mean, I went on cruises with my family very sparingly. I didn't grow up very affluent at all. I grew up in one of those families where you went to the timeshare presentations to get the free cruises, and that's how I got to go on a cruise. So that was my first time really traveling and putting money together to actually do something. And when I went out there, I really just wanted to learn the language. I got to Spain. What was the hardest thing about learning another language? Honestly, for those of you that want to learn another language, I think it's a great idea. The hardest part is not being in it. And what I mean by that is, when you want to learn the language, you have to constantly be around the language. Just going to a Spanish class isn't going to cut it. Just going to any kind of language class isn't going to cut it. You have to... No, you didn't offend me at all. You didn't offend me at all. You have to actually go out into where this language is and practice with other people and hear it. By doing that, you will learn it quicker. So when I was in Florida, where I grew up, there is Spanish there, but my area didn't have a lot of Spanish. So I had a lot of difficulty practicing with people. Why did you pick living in Peru compared to other South American countries? That's a great question. And it really just boils down to the fact that I have been coming to Peru for 6 years. To me, Peru is comfortable. To me, I have been around Peru. I've been all over the country. There are places I haven't visited, but it's when I get here, I've been here so much at this point, it's like driving around the corner and getting to the stop sign before my house. Like, I just know the area. I know the people. So that's what made the decision for me. Is this the best place to move if you're trying to become an expat and you're trying to really, let's say you have an online job and you really want to save your money? Is Peru the best place? Probably not. I've heard Thailand is super cheap. I've heard there was another one. I think it was Brazil that was really cheap. So there are probably better options. I don't speak Portuguese. So that took Brazil out. And I don't speak Thai. I think that's the language of Thailand. So that took that out. So I really narrowed it down to Spanish-speaking countries. And Peru happened to be the one that I was most comfortable with. So that's really how I ended up here. When it comes down to the country that you want to move to, if you're thinking about leaving with your job, you want to pay attention to first, will I be able to do my job from that country? If you're, for example, someone who picks up and makes a lot of phone calls, it's going to be difficult to do that here. Not because there's not service, it's just going to cost you money. But if you're like a coder, for example, where you just need to connect to Wi-Fi, that's going to make it super easy. Peru's a good spot. Maybe you need access to really good Wi-Fi, you'll go to Lima. Maybe you're okay with like shoddier Wi-Fi, you could make it work in the Sacred Valley or other surrounding areas. So I'm off to the moon to learn Klingon. Wish me good luck, the dude. Where am I from? I am from Florida, the United States originally. So I grew up there basically my entire youth. So flat, straight answer, Florida. But I've lived in Florida, Boston, New Hampshire, other places that I'm blanking on right now. So I've been around the U.S. Not West Coast, though. That's somewhere I really want to make it that. I want to make it that direction, but it doesn't really. I have that East Coast vibe, I guess. I really like the East Coast, like, tell me what you want, let's get to it, and let's move on. Some people in the West Coast are like that, but I just haven't found a lot of them. So I tend to like the East Coast, but I've traveled a lot on the East Coast. Drugs are a conduit for evil. The Dark Father uses them to trap you. It's an interesting perspective. I'm not American. Do you have a crocodile pet? No, but I had a friend who did, and I knew a lot of people. I don't know if you guys have read Florida Man. There's a website online, Florida Man. It has some hilarious things about some of the things that Floridians have done. So as far as in Florida, I had a few friends that had alligators. A couple of them had parents that were herpetologists, and they just had an alligator that way. But I had other friends who, okay, here's an interesting thing. Where I grew up, not too far, you used to be able to buy baby alligators at the gas station. I'm not kidding. People would get gas and be like, oh, you know what's a good idea? Let me buy a baby alligator. Hold on, I really don't want to, let's see. I'm just hide user on this channel. Boom. Okay, cool. How long is this going to be? I'm not sure. Mod me. I just banned or hid someone. I'm going to try to keep... I'm not really sure how to mod on here yet. We'll try it. Cool. Thank you, Tyler. You are now a standard moderator. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So yeah, they used to sell these alligators at the literal gas station. So people would pull up, they'd get their gas, they'd buy an alligator, and they'd go home with it. So that actually created a lot of the problems in Florida with alligators. And so there's alligators, basically, they say in every body of water in Florida, there are alligators. And that's because a lot of people were buying these alligators from the gas station and releasing them. And obviously they were kind of spreading amongst themselves as well. Oliver, hello, Oliver. Thank you. Brody, thank you for the like and the sub. I appreciate you and your support. So yeah, but interesting question on the Oliver. I did. Here in California, we get wildfires. It's dry out here. Yeah, I've seen some crazy things about the wildfires in California. I don't keep up with it a whole ton. I don't have any family out there, so to be completely honest, I don't even watch the news. I find the news really likes to throw stuff at you. There's good stuff in there. I try to get my news from where I can, but I don't watch the news, so I don't see much. But I've heard some things about some crazy wildfires. Stay safe out there. Is the wildfires happening right? Are you having wildfires right now, or is it pretty safe out there? But it looks like 50 Cent. Hello from Italy, Oliver. Liked and subbed. Cool. So back to the Spain story, unless we're safe where I'm at. Good. I don't want anybody in the fires. That doesn't sound very fun. What is that dog doing? Orco. So his name is Orco, meaning in Peru there's two languages. In my area, it's Quechua and Spanish. Orco means mountain, which is where I found him. So what this dog is doing is being an absolute gremlin. He is running around. Yeah, okay, hot potato, he's gone. He is basically, there's eucalyptus up there, and he likes the smell of it, so he'll go and just sit and sniff it. He doesn't chew it. Say it like the meme, dude. The meme. Man, I'm out of touch with the memes. I used to be so good with these. He's cute. Yeah, I love that little annoying dog. He's great. He's great. So as far as in Spain, yes, I got there. I started studying. I actually took Spanish there, and I failed. I went to a university when I was in high school over in Spain during my summer break, and I failed the Spanish. I did awful. I was awful in the U.S. I was awful out of the U.S. So that really went to show me that the classroom approach to learning Spanish wasn't working for me. I ended up the class was a month, and then I spent an extra month there. So during that month, I did get better at Spanish because I could only communicate with people in Spanish. However, yeah, I was terrible. Apparently, my grades were awful, I usually did pretty well in the U.S., so I was surprised to fail something. That was the first thing I'd ever failed. So, like, actually failed. So, anyway, I stayed for another month. I ended up running with the Bulls. I ended up traveling from Malaga to Barcelona to Madrid. I went to Sevilla for a bit. Okay. I had this mute. Boom. Cool, I got rid of Zion. Cool. Do I live in the wild? You know, kinda. I'm near a town. I'm not, like, in a town. I'm near a town. But, I mean, yeah, I don't have central heating. I have to collect my own wood if I want to put it in the wood stove that happened to come with the house. A lot of them don't have them. I know the dogs, right? The dogs have been quiet except for right now. They don't like me talking apparently. So, yeah. The only other country you've been to is Mexico. Yeah, I lived in Mexico. Lived is a strong word. I've been to Mexico and stayed in Mexico for I think I was there for 3 or 4 months. I was planning a retreat there, and me and my partner both ended up getting dengue while we were there. We were in Tulum. I should be clear. Not all of Mexico is you can get dengue. I don't think. Can you see the house? Yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty. It's kind of hard to get an angle on it, but yeah, it's basically just clay. This you can even see the hay in the house from like the clay that they had put on. They didn't take the time to make sure the hay was out of it. So I'm gonna probably make a video, Olive, on what my house is like very soon. Um, we'll see about that. But as far as Mexico, 5 foot green onion sprout, 6 foot green onion sprout. Thank you very much. Um, so yeah, we went to Mexico. We were planning on setting up a retreat, and we actually ended up getting dengue. Dengue is pretty serious, and I'm watching this. I have dengue now, and so interesting. Dengue seems to go one of two ways, kind of like how COVID was. Either you had no symptoms and you didn't even really recognize it, or you were getting rocked by dengue. I hope you are okay. I got like this viral rash just kind of on my shoulder and on my chest, and then it went away within 2 days. My partner has long-term dengue, and she's now recovered, but it took her about a year to get better. So very different energies happening there apparently. But she's doing better now, which is really, but she's doing better now. So I really hope you get better with dengue. Yeah, so I am going to be posting this up as the video for this week, so I don't want to make it too long. I'm probably going to wrap it up in about 8 minutes, just so you guys know, just so it's not too long. I do want my people to watch this if they're interested. I find 30 minutes is a bit too much for my subscribers, but maybe it's not. We'll see. If this does well, maybe I'll do a longer one and a longer one, but I'm just letting you know, 8-minute warning. I'm sorry if you guys can hear the dogs. They are loud right now. I think that's a compliment. Thank you, Sebastian. If any of you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot them at me. So, yeah, I think as far as do you have a phone? Yeah, I'm actually, right now, this is being used, right now, this is being recorded on my iPhone. So, yeah, phones are no problem. There are actually not too far from here in the town. I think the closest town has a technician. If not, there's a one like an hour away that has a phone technician. So if I dropped my phone and I shattered it, it would void my Apple Care with Apple, but I could go get it fixed. And they are good. They do a good job. So getting your technology fixed is not a huge issue. Cozumel is really cool, a really cool island. Yeah, I've been to Cozumel once, and I've also... The last time I went, it was seaweed season, I guess, and it smelled horrid, but it was beautiful. It was beautiful, but there was tons. There was tons of just seaweed all over the beach, and like kind of murky water. But Cozumel is great. You just have to be careful at the time of year because they do have seaweed sometimes. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I found your channel randomly. Yeah, much love to you too, Winston. Thanks for coming through. I'm glad I brought some value to you. I really hope you get better soon. What was the thing I was doing to get better quicker? I gave myself Kambo, so I got better instantly. Kambo's pretty good for that. But if you're not in a good situation with your health, that's not a great idea. There was some supplement. I don't remember. I'm sorry, Winston. There was a supplement that was good. Maybe you can look it up and find it. I'm going to skip that one. I wish I had a dog. Yeah, having a dog is nice. I think it's Wang. Having a dog is nice. He is a bit, he's a good dog. He is a good dog. I'm not gonna lie, he is a good dog. But, he's a puppy, so I gotta chase him around. it always sounds better to have a dog than when you actually have the dog. I love him though. I'm not getting rid of him, and I'm not talking bad about him. But I was not expecting the things that I got when I got the dog. So, yeah, there he is. You have 3 dogs. Yeah, Olive, you get it. 3 dogs. Having dogs is great, but there's always issues, and you just have to be prepared for that. That's all. But the issues, honestly, kind of adds a little spice to the day. It's like a little, you know, a little cumin, a little toss of spice in there. You never know if there's gonna be. Here in Peru, thanks, Bong. Here in Peru, there's actually an issue where a lot of people will put poison, and so the garbage truck comes through and picks up trash, so people leave their trash on the side of the road. A lot of people don't like the barking dogs, so they'll take poison and they'll throw it in the trash. So when the dogs inevitably open up the trash, they end up getting poison, and there's a lot of issues. So you don't really find dead dogs often, but you do see dogs every once in a while from the poison. Sorry to go grim on you. However, we're teaching him not to eat things that are on the ground, because that's how a lot of dogs die here, is from poison being on the ground. And so, but every once in a while, like here on this property, he'll find something and he'll eat it, and he's just a puppy, so he throws up. So now I got to clean up, throw up, and he feels better, but you know, it's a little inconvenient, but I love him. He's great. He's great. How long have I lived in Peru? Is it easy to communicate with the locals? I've lived here for about a year now, like actively lived here for about a year. Communicating with the locals, so it depends. As far as how receptive they are super receptive when it comes to communicating. I think part of it is I'm obviously from the United States or Europe. Just by looking at me, you can tell. So I think they assume that I have money. And I guess comparatively to the average person in this area, I do. So that is one thing. They are kind of apt to listen to me more because they think I'm going to buy something. Which usually if I'm talking to someone, I'm looking to buy something or acquire something. But as far as the like talking with them just language barrier wise, I speak Spanish pretty decently well. So that's not really so much of an issue. The Quechua, I speak little to no Quechua at all. Quechua is like their indigenous language. So like in the U.S., if you were to go back in time and talk to a native in the United States, that would basically be our version of Quechua. So it's no relation to Spanish at all. It's completely different. Spanish was brought over here, I believe, by the Spaniards. I'm like 99% sure. So they spoke Quechua here before the Spaniards came over. So that's like their local language. A lot of them still speak it here, and actually a lot of them are illiterate in both languages. So with the rise of technology, it's been a bit easier communicating with them on the phone. They're not used to being... They all kind of text like our grandparents or like our parents, I guess, where, I don't know, like they don't necessarily answer the question. It takes them like a day and a half to get back to you. It's not great for the dopamine for those of us that watch. Well, anyway, but yeah, communicating with that way is a bit difficult, but the Quechua can get specifically difficult. The way that people in the U.S. will talk in Spanglish, Spanish and English mixed, they will do that with Quechua. So the last house that I lived in, they spoke Quechua first, Spanish second. So me trying to speak with them was rather difficult at times, and they had a grandmother, or I guess they had a mother who was there as well. She only spoke Quechua. She didn't understand a single word of Spanish besides, you know, the basics like gracias. Basically, anyone who watched Dora the Explorer in the US, the words that they might know, she knows in Spanish. Otherwise, she only spoke Quechua. So that got real difficult real fast. So it depends. A town not too far from here has a lot of English speakers pass through. So if I wanted to go speak in English, I can do that. Also, I can get on live with you guys and speak English this way. I'm sure we have a few Spanish speakers. There's actually a decent amount of Spanish speakers that follow me. So I just don't make videos in Spanish because I don't know that I have a big enough following to do that. Plus, I'm good at Spanish. I'm not perfect at Spanish. So, yeah. I don't know about you guys, how the sun is where you are. It's winter here, but the sun is already going down. So it's 5:30 where I am right now, and the sun is... I can't see it anymore. It's behind the mountains. Yeah, I'll try to show you a piece of the mountains out there. Yeah, boom. See, there's power lines though. I'm not like in the wilderness, but there are power lines. But I am gonna wrap it up here. Any last minute questions that you guys have that I can answer? It's sunny and 3:34 p.m. That sounds mad nice, honestly. I know I'm much more of a mountainous kind of guy. I enjoy, yeah, I enjoy living in the mountains. I like when the sun goes down early because the mountains are in the way. But sunny sounds nice right now. I could use a little sun. Any last minute questions that we have before I wrap this up, I'd be happy to answer them. Also, I want to thank you guys for being here. Not only am I appreciative for you coming through and being a part of this, second of all, this was a great learning experience for me. As far as what comments to respond to and what not to respond to. You know, you live and you learn. I appreciate you, Tyler, specifically for modding. That was a lot of help, and I really do appreciate you. And yeah, thank you all. Any last minute questions? Please feel Discord community in the future. Great question. That is something that I've considered. What I've been waiting to do is I've been waiting to cross the 1K mark to start a Discord channel. So it's coming. I'm actually on track, I think, by the end of the year to hit that mark, the 1K mark. So I'm at 450 right now, not including any of you wonderful people who decided to sub. So the Discord is coming, and when I hit the 1K mark will be the drop date, or shortly thereafter, where I will drop the Discord. I will probably, once I build this channel up a little bit more, I will probably use the Discord for giveaways, of which, what will the, I need that join button. When the giveaways start, I don't know what they're going to be, but I will let you guys know, probably on the channel. And yeah, is there a lot of animals next to you? You could probably hear the dogs. Yeah, there's there are 3 dogs. The neighbors have a large plot, and we are new here, so they don't recognize my voice. They don't recognize me, and I look like a freaking leprechaun right now, so they can see me. And yeah, so they're barking at me. So that's what you can hear. That's why. But actually, the road, there is a road right there. Boom, you can see it. People will walk their cows into the mountain. It takes them like 4 hours to get to their like homestead. So I see cows walk up this road all the time. There are cars as well that pass through. I think there's some touristy stuff that way, like ruins or something. So a lot of people pass through on for that as well. Regardless, thank you, Tyler, thank you, Olive, and anyone else who is still here. I greatly appreciate you guys. Maybe I'll do this again soon, and I don't know how regular I'm gonna make it, but it seems like it went decently well. So thank you for the suggestion. Thank you for being here. I'll try to make these better in the future, and I will see you guys soon. Have a good night.